Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
One of these days, we're going to have outtakes. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Tom Duggan alongside the coach, Chris Vance. We got Casey Midget in the house. Kelly, I don't know if I should say where Kelly's at. That may spoil the surprise. We've even lost the Kelly cutout.
We did. I thought about bringing the cutouts. We've missed some time with it. I've got them. You know, they've been good. They've come in handy. And it's like, you know, it's been done. Does it lose its effectiveness or whatever? But anyways, we'll bring them next week.
Well, yeah.
Everybody will be off camera. We'll put all of the cutouts up front. And
next week there will be no show, so we'll just have an hour of our cardboard cutouts sitting.
Well, I was going to say, with her out, we're going to have about 45 minutes of airtime to fill.
Kelly Casey said that. God, coach, you're right. Oh, man. Guys, it's been a big week in DeKalb County sports, and yesterday was possibly the biggest game of the entire sports year for DeKalb County sports. We had 3 championship games going on simultaneously, and goodness gracious, if we could have been at all 3 of them, it would have been fantastic. But, of course, we had to choose, and
cutouts.
Cutouts, yeah.
We need 3 Daniels, and we put our cutouts to work, and we would have had it covered. But we chose the West School game to live stream because a state tournament berth was on the line. And, guys, it lived up to probably what everybody expected. It was a tight ball game, a great pitcher's duel. Came down to the wire, 1-0. Casey, would you have thought one run would have won that game going into it yesterday?
I would, yes. Actually, I thought it would be a 1-run game, but I thought we would be the one, though.
Yeah.
So, that's just the way it's been all season. We've played them 4 times now, and each time it's been just a throwdown. I'm telling you, it's what baseball needs to be honest with you. And you could tell that Upperman had narrowed the gap every game, and last night it was their night. Hey, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a season. Almost impossible to beat a team 4 times in a season. So,
right.
My hat's off to them. That Dawson Mullins kid, he is a real deal.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he is a very good pitcher. And hey, by the way, he's their number 2. So that's an excellent staff that's assembled over there in Upperman, and boy, oh boy, isn't it going to be fun to watch that duel through 4 years of high school now. So,
yeah.
Hey, there'll be a tough out at state. I think they run into is it a Brentwood team down there somewhere?
Brentwood or Page?
I think I'd written it down. Though the winner of Page Brentwood was who they would square up, and I didn't get an update who won that game.
Well, if you think about it, both of those teams, and this doesn't mean anything, but a lot of times the state little league champion comes from that area down there, so you know there's going to be some good baseball players and teams down there. So it'll be tough to beat, though, because they'll have their staff back. They play smart ball, mistake-free ball. That's a big thing that helped them last night. And they got a couple hits, 3 hits, I think. And so, I mean, that was all they needed.
You know, you mentioned that we saw 4 total hits the entire game. And, Chris, you and I were just talking about going about midway through that in games like that, every little mistake could possibly affect the outcome of the game. And sure enough, an error there in the 5th inning puts a runner on, moves into scoring position on a wild pitch, and a base hit. That was it. That was the run scored last night, and just the little things made such a big difference.
It really was. I thought Mullins gets a double in that same inning. That they held the runner at third. That I thought, he's going to come around and score, and that's going to be 2-0. You asked, did it feel like a 1-0 ball game? And I didn't think that going in. I thought there was going to be some hits, and like you, I thought DeKalb would, home and whatever, 3 wins ahead of that. But then after that first inning, I started to think this is going to be a game where one run could win it. And it started to get that same feel of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 innings from when they met in the winners bracket, last week. And it proved to be the case. And, you said it, they played clean baseball defensively, and that was the difference.
This group, we'd love to see them get to state. They won 20 games this year. They won the district championship, regular season, and tournament. Casey, a lot of these kids, they've been playing baseball together a long time, and they got Daniel, before we went on the air, said, they got a lot of baseball left in them, or you said that. One of us, somebody said it. I'm still half asleep.
It was Daniel.
We'll credit Daniel. But anyway, and they do. There's a lot of baseball left for these kids to play. And you made the statement, if they all stay together, the Upperman team stays together, this might be a district battle to watch for the next 4 years.
Yeah, it's a baseball district right now for sure. They have been playing forever. They've been playing, the majority of that 8th grade bunch has played together since they were 5 years old. And, we talk about transferring and people moving, and even in the college level, you talk about now we're in an environment where you're just hired guns essentially for teams. There is something to playing together for a long period of time, because you start knowing everybody's strengths and weaknesses. You know what their tendencies are. You know what they want to do, what they don't want to do, what they're good at, what they're not so good at, and you can really use that to your advantage. And that's what this team has done. It is. Nobody's going to say it's the most talented team in history because it's not. But they have a knowledge of each other and a love of playing together for each other and for the people, as much as it makes you proud, because they've fallen into all the same boys that are in high school now have the same feeling. They play for each other, and they play for the county, and that's just kind of encouraging to see that, knowing that's coming up on forward too. So bright days ahead for us.
Great group of kids, great group of coaches, Coach Coulter Norris and Matt Quarles, Paul Miranda. They did a fantastic job. An excellent group of parents, grandparents, fans that have supported this team, have supported these players for many years, not just throughout the course of this season. Chris, now if they could just get a PA announcer that would just not be biased against the other team. I heard the PA announcer got chewed out last night by... did you hear anything about that?
I did hear little, and, I think that the opinion was biased coming in. There was a slanted perspective.
Yeah.
We did not get the other person's say, and it's a one-sided story, and it's from the same PA, so I'm a little... curious myself.
We've got to let the folks in on this story, because it's just too funny not to tell. Now, we've all been to, games, tons of games over the years. And when you go to a game, the home PA, obviously supports the home team a little more than the visiting team, but which was the case last night, not in what I thought was an overwhelming manner, but Casey, someone apparently took exception with your PA work last night.
Well, yeah.
You just was not supportive of that other team.
I am guilty. Yes, I am guilty for supporting our home DeKalb County team
with enthusiasm.
Yeah. So of course, I am the PA announcer, and so I guess you want me to tell the story.
You've got to tell the story. Okay, it's just too good not to tell the story.
Now, keep in mind, we are DC Blitz.
right.
We're slanted as well. Okay, we're gonna take this from the angle that DeKalb County is correct.
Yes, we cover DeKalb County sports. Right, very, very good, Coach.
Well, if anybody has ever heard me announce, I am somewhat enthusiastic about our team.
Very somewhat. Yes,
any team, but. So, the game's over, and I walked over to that side to congratulate them and tell them, hey, good job. Hope y'all make it all the way, And then this lady kind of just I started talking, and I didn't know. I thought it was a joke to begin with. She said, I just want you to know that, and I am going to make a post about this, that I just can't believe how unfairly you called this game. And I said, well, I wasn't out on the field. What are you talking about? She goes, well, you're the PA announcer, and the way you announced your kids was so much more exciting than the way you announced our kids. I can't believe you would do that. And she just kept on. And finally, after about 2 minutes of this, I still thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
So I looked at her and I said, are you serious? Yes, I would never do that. They're all just kids. And I said, have you ever watched a ball game before? Like, even your ball games when you're at home? Have you ever been like, were you up in your helicopter floating around somewhere, or out with your earmuffs and your radio on, somewhere? And no, but so that was interesting. I will say this though, I didn't know how many friends I had until that was over, because there were some people pretty upset about that comment, and especially the women. All the women out there, thank you for taking up for me, and Bill Starkey, who also took up for me in a dramatic manner.
Yeah, we won't say what Bill said, but that was hilarious in its own right.
But I am guilty as charged. I will get that criticism again. I'm certain if her sixth grade son, I guess, I'm assuming sixth grade son, because I don't think he played Little League anywhere or any sport anywhere. God bless her. I hope you have a great life. But, here's the thing, too, that was funny to me is, you hear about these Karens.
You didn't ask her name.
No, listen. This is no kid. Like, we've all heard about Karens in our lives, I've never actually met one until last night. Like, I don't know if I live like a sheltered life, but like I think it was like that was why I was so stunned. It's like, these people actually exist, like this is real. Like all the Facebook posts I've seen are true. I can't believe it.
And somewhere out there's a Facebook post floating around about Casey.
Please tag me in it. That was the other thing. At the end, she said, well, I'm going to make the Facebook post. And I said, please do me a favor. Please make that Facebook post. Please. Tag me in the Facebook. It will be awesome, if you will. So, I'll make it my profile picture.
Oh, boy. That story was too good. We had to share that with our viewers out there. And, Casey, you do a fine job. You do an excellent job with the PA, and everybody loves the excitement and the enthusiasm. And we were actually talking about different PA announcers with places we've been over the years. And I've never seen one that was as enthusiastic about the road team as the home team.
Casey is reason enough. If you have not been to a DeKalb County High School football game recently,
yeah,
or a DeKalb West School Bulldogs baseball game, Casey's enough reason to go and experience. Get that off your bucket list.
That is the truth.
It's a must-do in DeKalb County.
Yeah.
Well, now that Mike Keith's gone, I can be the true Vaught, I guess. It's voice of the Tigers.
Oh, me. A couple of big championship games last night that did go DeKalb County's way. The DeKalb County Tigerette fast pitch softball team, they won the District 7 3A tournament last night. 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and then a grand slam by Hannah Brown in the bottom of the third inning. They shut out Stone Memorial in a 5-inning game last night, 9-0. The Tigerettes now move on. They will take on Marshall County in the Region 4 3A tournament semifinals coming up on Monday. We don't have the time for that. I estimate it's probably 5 or 6. Actually, if the forecast holds up, I estimate it might be Tuesday or Wednesday. But as of right now, the region semifinals set to get underway on Monday. Good win for DeKalb County. And, Chris Stone and DeKalb played Wednesday night, went 13 innings. Cora Kilgore and their pitcher combined for 352 pitches in that game. Stone's pitcher threw 191, had to come back and pitch again against Livingston on Thursday night, and she didn't pitch last night. And I think it was one of those cases Stone said, hey, we're going to the next round. We're not going to risk hurting our pitcher. And I think that's a smart move.
And we've talked about the throwing motion of a baseball pitcher to a softball pitcher and a more natural, fluid motion, and you can go forever. But still, if you've done that 2 days in a row, 200 close to 300 pitches, it's got to wear on an arm at some point. I just think the Tigerettes made a statement in that first inning, putting up 5 and took the wind out of the sail of Stone Memorial, and then you tack on a grand slam, and like you said, I thought Stone was ready to go home.
Cora Kilgore had another fantastic game. She had 8 strikeouts, I think only 3 hits in the game, and she's just been phenomenal. I think there's no doubt she's the MVP of that district this year, the way she has pitched. And Kelly and I did the White County game early in the week, and laser focused. Cora knows this is her senior season. This is the last high school postseason go round. She's locked in. I think this whole team is locked in, and looking forward to the region tournament coming up. We hope to be broadcasting some of those games from Danny Bond Field, or at least the opener we know will be at Danny Bond Field. If the Tigerettes keep winning, my understanding is they will be at home, potentially through the sub-state round, which would be on Friday. Middle School Saints got behind Avery Trace 1-0 first half of their conference championship game last night. James Mata got a goal late in the first half to tie things up at 1-1. It stayed that way through regulation. It stayed that way through overtime. It stayed that way through second overtime. They finally went to penalty kicks, and the Saints prevail 6-5, the final score, as the Saints end up with a record of 15-0, undefeated season, regular season, and conference tournament champions. What a season they've had. And, we talked a lot about Giovanni Desirena and how great he's been this year. Avery Trace totally took him out of the game last night. And you and I were talking about when we did the game earlier this week, they got a good overall team. The team stepped up last night in its entirety, Chris, and they pulled off a huge win. Braxton Bain, the goalkeeper, had a couple of outstanding saves in that game, which could have turned the tide for Avery Trace. This team came together, and what a season they've had.
They have, and undefeated. They matched what the DMS football team began. An undefeated conference championship, so they kind of follow along with that. You talk about taking Giovanni out, and that's going to be the first goal of any defensive strategist at any level in any sport. We're going to take away your best player.
Yeah.
And they certainly did that. Coach Noakes has talked about how they've tried putting 3 players on him at once just to deny him the ball. Connor came home last night and says, you're going to beat me once with him, but after that, I'm going to take him away, and I'm not going to let him be the one. And you still have a Guzman, and you've got a Mott, and you've got several other guys up there that can get goals for you, which was the case. And then you get to PKs, who knows what's going to happen. It's a scary thing for the goalkeeper, and it's just as bad for those taking the PKs.
Goals scored last night. Giovanni did have one on the penalty kicks, but James Mata, Giovanni, Axel Godinez, Brandon Salea, Misael Guerra, Benjamin Ramirez, all with goals last night for the Saints. And again, we mentioned Braxton Bain blocked a penalty kick in the closing moments of regulation, then stopped a shot in the closing seconds of the first overtime. 2 huge saves there. And the Saints, Casey, what a year for middle school sports all across the board. Chris mentioned the football championship. The Saints soccer team come out. They match it with an undefeated season. It's just what a year it's been.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a few things about that team that's very interesting to me. Obviously, I am not my soccer knowledge is very limited since none of my kids had the profile to play that sport. But they're number one, Justin Noakes. Good for that kid, man. I'm telling you right now, he has put some time into that team, and it paid off this season. He that whole team was very well coached, and he helped them cross the bar on that championship last night. But think about this. They played Avery Trace last night for the championship.
That name sounds familiar.
A lot of simple. I'm going to blow your mind, okay? So, and I don't understand soccer completely, but I know there was 2 overtimes. I was over at the Little League field, so I hear the chaos going off, over there. So they played 2 overtimes, and then it's my understanding they had 2 rounds of penalty kicks in there, right?
Yes.
So that'd be 4 overtimes, right?
Basically, yes.
What happened in football this year? middle school football championship.
Oh, yeah.
Beat Avery Trace in four overtimes. Now, here's one other tidbit for you. William Soto is undefeated in sports, in athletics, in his 8th grade year.
I was thinking about that earlier. Yeah. Hey, I jumped on the William Soto bandwagon a long time ago. He's the real deal now.
Yeah. So, Coach Trapp's fixing to get some winners in. So, they don't know how to lose.
Well, congratulations. You mentioned Coach Noakes. We also have to mention Coach Cameron Lester and Coach Ricardo Gutierrez because, Justin will be the first one to tell you to brag on his assistants, what they bring to the team. Again, they've got a great group of kids. They've got a great group of parents, a lot of supporters. Soccer has just taken off in such a huge way and just enjoying a great year all across the board there. Congratulations to the Saints on their conference tournament championship. All right, we're running a little over. We've got guests in the house. Evan Prichard and Ty Webb, 2 seniors with the DeKalb County High School baseball team, set to join us next. Coach Steve Trapp of the Tiger football team is in the house as well. We'll talk to him about spring football coming up. This is DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee assistant golf coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.decalbinsurance.net.
Hey folks, are you ready for some good old Southern fun? The Grandpa Fair of the South is back, and it's bigger and better than ever. Join us from June 23rd to the 28th at the DeKalb County Fair in Alexandria. With rides on the Midway, fun games, and nightly entertainment, there's something for everyone in the family. Admission is just $7 per person, and kids 4 and under get in free. Mark your calendars and grab your friends and family. Don't miss out on the Grandpa Fair of the South, the DeKalb County Fair in Alexandria. Go hog wild! As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276 or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org.
At First Bank, when our customers bank local, they get more. More empowered. More informed. Local banking gets them closer to their goals and dreams because they work directly with bankers who know them. With less layers and more personal connection. We're a local bank brand that goes the distance to get customers where they want to be. Which is why we got into banking in the first place. Stop by First Bank at 200 West Main Street in downtown Smithville, or give us a call at 615-597-4366.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Looking to make some modifications around your home? Whether it's a cozy closet, a sleek shelving unit, or those custom barn doors you've been eyeing, Aldino Carpentry, Trim, and more can get the job done. With our licensed and insured team, we guarantee your project is in good hands. We tackle every project with care and a keen eye for detail. You dream it, we build it. Imagine walking into your home and feeling that wow factor every single time. Aldino Carpentry, Trim, and more. Your dream space is just a call away.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
Have you ever found yourself in a tough spot? Maybe after a car accident, dealing with a tricky divorce, or just trying to sort out your estate planning. Life can throw some curveballs, and when it does, you don't have to face them alone. At the law office of Matthew W. Boss, we know that navigating the legal world can feel overwhelming. Whether it's a car crash, DUI charge, or family law matters, we're here to help you every step of the way. Call the law office of Matthew W. Boss, 615-215-2677. Your peace of mind is just a call away.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Are you looking for the perfect spot to celebrate life's big moments? Look no further than The Harvester, 206 West Main Street in historic downtown Smithville. Whether you're planning a dreamy wedding, a corporate retreat, or a heartfelt retirement party, The Harvester will host your event in a dynamic environment that inspires creativity. The Harvester is also a live performance venue with events ranging from bluegrass to jazz to spoken word events. Schedule a tour and let's start planning something unforgettable at The Harvester, where memories are made and every event shines.
Bad Boy tractors are born from the legendary Bad Boy mowers from 20 to 35 horsepower, subcompact to midsize. Bad Boy combines power, performance, comfort, and as always, builds strength to deliver the workhorse dependability you need to get the job done and done right. Homeowner, landscaper, or rancher, there's a Bad Boy tractor for you to work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
We are DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Reminder, there will be no show next week. Next Friday is graduation, and we decided to wait for our last show for a couple of reasons. With it being graduation, obviously there'll be a lot of celebration going on after the fact on graduation night, and we're not going to get up early and ask student athletes to get up early the day after graduation too. We're going to do our final show on May 24th. 2 weeks from today, we will be giving out awards, Player of the Year awards. We'll have more details coming up about that. We're getting nominations for those. We will have those and hopefully have those award winners in-house. So no show next week. We'll be back 2 weeks for our season finale on May 24th. Right now, let's talk some baseball. We've been talking a little baseball. We're going to shift gears, talk some high school. We got Ty Webb and Evan Prichard in the house. And Ty, what do you think about Casey not being fair to the other team last night?
Shame on him. Shame on him.
He should love Upperman, shouldn't he?
It's Upperman. I mean, everybody loves Upperman, don't they?
I have a special place in my heart for
I think we all do. I think we all do.
Ty, what's your senior season? What was it like? I know probably not what you would hoped it would be, but
it's not. I mean, y'all know it didn't go at all the way I had hoped for it to go, but that's what you get. I mean, that's high school sports, and just happened to be a year where we were down a little bit and gives the young ones some time to grow. So I hope in the future that the guys from the middle school can really come in and help a lot, and more than just baseball, football, soccer. I hope we can really turn into a good winning school like we have in the past.
Yes. Some of the difficulties you all faced, what were some of the things that were really tough to overcome this year?
Man, really our arms. We didn't have a ton of guys that just had cannons for arms. That's really the big thing. When you get into high school sports, you got to have arms. You got to have an arsenal that can go up against anybody, and if somebody else is not doing good that game, you got to be able to put somebody else in. And if you only have a few, you got to really plan out the way you're going to win throughout the week. I mean, going in a district game Monday, Tuesday, you got to throw everybody we got, and then end of the week we don't have much left, and it's hard to win the late week games when you don't have a ton of arms to throw.
Ty, you're moving on to the collegiate level. What were some things that you did really want to focus on in your game this year, just individually, that you wanted to kind of hone up on as you get ready to go to the next level?
I guess probably just the mindset of the play for everybody else, but also play for me. Trying to tone into exactly what I want to do, exactly where I want to be. Definitely going to be different. I mean, of course, not playing for Dad anymore. That's going to hit close to home, but other than that, just, I guess, enjoy it while I had it left. Enjoy the high school season, and I did. Yeah, we didn't win a bunch, but it was still fun. I still enjoyed it, and I'd do it again if I had a chance to.
I wanted to talk about that, playing for your dad and playing with your brother. What has that experience been like?
Sometimes it was good, sometimes it wasn't. I mean, it's one of them things you got. Not everybody sees what goes on behind closed doors, but playing for your dad and playing for your brother is definitely different. I mean, not many people get to do it. It's fun. I don't know. Sometimes it can be stressful because you're worried about maybe letting them down, but at the same time, it's just another game.
Sure.
So that's kind of how you have to look at it. Like, you'll have him for the rest of your life until you don't, and so it's been fun.
Yeah. Evan, you were kind of called on to be the number one guy on the mound this year, and what was that experience like? Did you feel the pressure of kind of being that number one in the rotation?
I mean, I feel like that there wasn't really much pressure because you don't really – I mean, when you're on the mound, you're just kind of throwing, pitching. So, I mean, if you have pressure, then you're not going to do as good. So if you just carry yourself and have confidence with it, then you're more likely to pitch good or do well.
I've always been fascinated by pitchers because you have to have a mindset. I know you got to get locked in and things like that. Anything that you do pregame to kind of prepare yourself for when you're going out on the mound, are there some things that you specifically do to prepare yourself?
I mean, other than like take ibuprofen and put biofreeze on my arm, I kind of just have a normal throwing routine, just long toss before the game and then go into the bullpen. Warm up.
I'm glad he said ibuprofen and not took a shot of whiskey and threw a cat over the fence or anything like that. But what's your senior season been like for you? And again, we know probably not the expectations you had, but for you personally, what was the ride like this year?
I mean, it wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't the outcome that I planned to have this year. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was pretty fun playing through my senior year, trying to make the most of it. We had a lot of young guys this year, so they had to grow into it. But there was definitely some spots that had been stepped in this year that I had felt that were better than I was expecting, to be honest.
Was it tough having a lot of younger players? I mean, kind of getting in, especially ones that just moved up from middle school, getting them acclimated to the high school game? Did they look up to you as any kind of role model, and were you able to kind of tutor them along the way?
I mean, I feel like I could often, like they would goof off or just do younger kid things, and like you'd have to put them back in their place a little bit, and then kind of just I felt like by the end of the season they were a lot more acclimated to it. But you also had like multiple, like Porter and Elliott, some of them that had just come back from basketball, so it was kind of harder for them to acclimate because they really hadn't had the past few months to
really get up, get into the baseball frame of mind, basically. Chris?
Ty, I'm going to come back to you real quick, and I know you're a senior football player, leader on the baseball team as a senior. I know you're a leader in the hallways in the school. Already having a scholarship going into the season, did that change your temperament on the baseball field at all this season? Did you approach it differently?
Not really. I mean, it really just made me want to win more. I mean, I wanted to win so bad that it kind of hurt how bad it wanted me to win. Like, it was just one of them things that when we wasn't winning, it was frustrating. But at the same time, you have to keep going to work. And it's just the scholarship really didn't affect anything. It was just a knowledge of, you're not maybe winning right now, but keep working because you might win one day. And even if it ain't baseball, you will win at some point in life. And that's kind of the mindset you have to have when you're not succeeding, is keep working and it will pay off at some point.
Did you have an area or two that you were focusing on improving leading up into college play?
Really just hitting. I tried to really focus on getting my strikeouts down this year, and that was one of my big focuses coming in from last year to this year is making sure to not strike out as much going into the higher level. Because I mean, bigger, better pitchers. I mean, you go from seeing Monday, Tuesday being your good guys you see for district to you're gonna see great guys every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big jump you're gonna make.
Explain that. How was your approach different at the plate this year with that in mind compared to last year?
Well, going into it, I knew that I wasn't going to get a lot of fastballs. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of good pitches to hit, so I was going to have to hit their mistakes they made. Going to have to hit their pitches that they missed the spot, and I really tried to do good on that this year. I kind of got snake bit quite a bit this season as far as hitting the ball hard, but it was right at somebody a lot this season, and that really frustrated me this season just because I had bad luck. I mean, you can ask anybody that was there. They seen I'd hit a ball hard and they'd move 2 foot and catch the ball, and it was just one of them things. And it gets you. I don't know how to say it, like discouraged because you're like, at what point is it gonna fall? And it fell a little bit, started to fall a little bit towards the end of the season, but the season just kind of ran out. So it was one of them things. But other than that,
Evan, what are your plans now?
I plan on I don't think I'm going to play baseball anymore, but I plan on moving on to go to Tennessee Tech and play, be a mechanical engineer.
That's a pretty good goal.
That's lofty. That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Go work for my uncle and my dad and grandpa down in Alexandria.
You think you'll miss the game?
Yeah, I feel like I'll miss the game pretty bad. I mean, been playing it. I mean, I didn't play a ton of travel ball or for the West School or anything, but I've been playing pretty hard for the last 4 years, putting in a lot of work, so I feel like I'll miss that part.
You're graduating, career's over, either looking back and telling yourself as a freshman, giving yourself advice, or what would you tell the upcoming freshmen, 8th graders about baseball and how to approach it?
I mean, I would tell them that it takes work. It takes a lot of work. If you just put in the time and the effort, then you can achieve anything. Even if you're not as athletic as others or something might not seem like you're good enough or whatever, if you put in enough work, then be good at it.
Well, we had the chance to cover y'all twice, and I know it wasn't the outcome that y'all expected, but really enjoyed your performance, your ability, and it was a pleasure for us to cover the games. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, now you get to sit in the hot seat because you get Casey, and there's no telling what you might get asked now.
Well, thank you. Actually, I don't have a question. I'll tell you my thoughts. So, obviously, I've gotten the privilege to watch y'all play baseball for a long time now, and listen, I know you're not happy with the way the season went this year, and one of the reasons you're not is because you're both such great competitors. Evan, I think about you, watching you grow up in Little League, you always had a cannon, like, Lord have mercy. But you also had the ability to kill somebody in the stands every now and again if you wanted to. But to watch you be able to hone that in during your high school career, you were a very, very good pitcher for the high school. And, you know, it was really neat for me to see because I remembered all of that. When you were on in Little League, you were unhittable. And
I wasn't on very often.
well, it was a lot of fun, though. I'll tell you that.
Evan has warmed up to this camera.
There is something in putting fear in people, too. So you did great. But to watch how you really worked very hard. I still think you not playing for the West School team is one of the biggest injustices I've ever seen in my whole life. But to miss that and still come back and make the high school team and then be as effective of a pitcher and player that you are, man, my hat is off to you. You have done well, sir.
Thank you.
And Ty, you have been the same since you were playing coach pitch. You know, always very good, always at the top of everything that you did in every level that you ever played, not just in baseball, in every sport. And so it's just been really neat to watch both of y'all do what you've done in your high school career. And and I want you to know this. You may think that your senior year was a disappointment, and as far as wins and losses, sure, it was. But it was a complete win. The efforts that you have put in and the leadership that you've provided for those kids that are coming behind you will pay dividends for 4 years now. And I'm telling you, you can take credit for a lot of the wins that are to come in that high school program because you were there. I am just really, really thankful I got to be around y'all all your life and watch y'all play.
Gentlemen, Casey summed that up exceptionally well. You've had a great career at DeKalb County. Again, maybe the wins and losses weren't what you wanted it to be, but you know what? You stuck through. You've been great leaders this year on your baseball team. You've been excellent student athletes. Your coaches really have a lot of great things to say about you, and we appreciate you being part of our show. Ty, I know we've had you a couple times. We appreciate you. We wish you both the very best. Know you're going to be very successful down the road, and good luck to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I cannot believe that Casey was that enthusiastic, complimenting these two guys and leaving everybody else out.
Well, you mean the people they played this season?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Poor Casey.
We need to have an after show for that. I'll tell you exactly my thoughts on everybody else. So.
Is it going to be live streamed?
Yeah, we'll go to Baxter and broadcast if you want to.
You go alone. Ty Webb and Evan Prichard have been our guests here on DC Blitz. Coach Steve Trapp's waiting. We'll talk some Tiger football when we come back to the Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Hey folks, are you ready for some good old Southern fun? The Grandpa Fair of the South is back, and it's bigger and better than ever. Join us from June 23rd to the 28th at the DeKalb County Fair in Alexandria. With rides on the Midway, fun games, and nightly entertainment, there's something for everyone in the family. Admission is just $7 per person, and kids 4 and under get in free. Mark your calendars and grab your friends and family. Don't miss out on the Grandpa Fair of the South, the DeKalb County Fair in Alexandria. Go hog wild! As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Looking to make some modifications around your home? Whether it's a cozy closet, a sleek shelving unit, or those custom barn doors you've been eyeing, Aldino Carpentry, Trim, and More can get the job done. With our licensed and insured team, we guarantee your project is in good hands. We tackle every project with care and a keen eye for detail. You dream it, we build it. Imagine walking into your home and feeling that wow factor every single time. Aldino Carpentry, Trim, and More. Your dream space is just a call away.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
Have you ever found yourself in a tough spot? Maybe after a car accident, dealing with a tricky divorce, or just trying to sort out your estate planning. Life can throw some curveballs, and when it does, you don't have to face them alone. At the law office of Matthew W. Boss, we know that navigating the legal world can feel overwhelming. Whether it's a car crash, DUI charge, or family law matters, we're here to help you every step of the way. Call the law office of Matthew W. Boss, 615-215-2677. Your peace of mind is just a call away.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Are you looking for the perfect spot to celebrate life's big moments? Look no further than the Harvester, 206 West Main Street in historic downtown Smithville. Whether you're planning a dreamy wedding, a corporate retreat, or a heartfelt retirement party, the Harvester will host your event in a dynamic environment that inspires creativity. The Harvester is also a live performance venue with events ranging from bluegrass to jazz to spoken word events. Schedule a tour and let's start planning something unforgettable at the Harvester, where memories are made and every event shines.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Saturday morning DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Coach Steve Trapp is in the house. Spring football just wrapping up for the DeKalb County Tigers with a scrimmage Friday evening over at Cannon County. Coach, good to have you this morning.
Yes, sir. It's been a little while, but I appreciate what y'all guys do, giving these athletes all the way across the board in DeKalb County and an opportunity to come out here, and us coaches as well. So I'm always thrilled to come out. So invite anytime.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. In fact, we had our very first show at your field house, and we really didn't know what we were doing quite just yet. And here we are 9 months later, and we're still not exactly sure what we're doing, but we're getting evolving. It's evolving. Definitely so. Coach, your scrimmage, we'll start there, and then we'll go back through practice a little bit. But I know Cannon County had some bumps and bruises and dings, and it maybe not the full-on scrimmage that you wanted, but what were you able to glean from your team out of last night's spring scrimmage?
Well, I mean, like I said, we start back getting after it in January, so this whole process of work that you've heard me talk about for over 20 years now, I mean, that's something that is still continuing on today, and that started in January just with workouts and speed training, conditioning, all that kind of stuff. So it's always good to be able to, and we tell them, say, hey, what we're doing now is kind of to get us ready for, spring. And then we're going to reset and regroup and start it all over again, here in just a couple of weeks to get ready for the fall. But, last night's scrimmage, our guys, they played the way that we wanted them to play. It was a different format. It was more like a work day or a practice against another team other than yourself, just simply because of the the injuries that they had and the lack of numbers that they had at the current time. But so we got very little of 11-on-11 pure football, but we got some 7-on-7 in, some 1-on-1s with our up front guys. Our defense got to go against half of their offense and things like, which benefited us because we knew where the ball was going every time. But one thing we did like, and I noted to the guys is they were energetic to play, and if you're not energetic to get out there, then we don't feel that you're going to be at your best. And we want to have the most mentally prepared and physically prepared team on the field all the time. And the mental part this early in the game, there were mistakes that were made, but that gives us a chance to learn and grow. But I don't think there were any mistakes made in the effort part, and that's one thing that we cannot have. We can help coach through the mistakes, but effort, that's a choice they've got to make. And I think the guys were excited to play, and they put that a foot out there. Just disappointing though that we've got some young guys, that and some guys that's been there a year or maybe 2 years that was really wanting to get more tape on and film on, but with the setup that it took out our D-line and O-line.
Sure.
And so we didn't get to see some of that, but we'll continue to work all summer, and we'll get everything going.
What are some of the biggest changes you see, and maybe it's more so in younger players, freshmen, sophomores, from the time your season wraps in November to January when you get started back to spring, and then on into the summer? What are some of the biggest changes that you kind of gradually see? And again, I would probably emphasize younger players as much as the older ones.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest change is that, hopefully, people, the fans, if they've not seen these guys in a year, I hope it's a physical change.
Sure.
Because that's a big part of what we do. It's a big part of the winter workout. And the younger guys, that's, we can see those guys gain 15, 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
The older guys that's been there for 3 years and coming into their fourth year, I mean, they've went through that process. We've seen that physical development in them. But they can continue to grow. I mean, we've got guys that were starting last year as juniors that started as sophomores, and I mean, they're 15, 20 pounds heavier than they were, even though, I mean, John Hendricks is almost 200 pounds now.
Wow.
He started as a freshman tight end at like $150, and just things like that. We've got some linemen that look bigger, and that was an issue for us last year. Guys, they played hard up there, but up front, we wasn't big enough.
Mm-hmm.
We wasn't physical enough, and that's just who we were. I mean, we can't stretch them and make them taller and all that. We want to try to get them in it, but I love what the kids give for us. But a big physical change is a part of what we do. But there's also a mental change in this too, and that's especially for guys that may be coming up or guys that's just now deciding to play. The mental side of this is huge. Some. To be honest, they just fizzle out. They can't handle the grind that it takes.
Sure.
I mean, because it's, we go 4 days a week in the winter. We used to go 5.
Mm-hmm.
We go 4 days in June. We used to go 5. But we're more efficient with it, and we get more done with how we're doing things now. And that's a testament to the ideas and plans that the assistant coaches and everybody bring together. But, so we try to impact these guys in all areas because that's what it takes in order to be successful out on the field. And it is a process, a true process.
Coach, a lot has been talked about the 8th grade group coming up, and they're going to go, make big impacts, and they may. But I always try to pump the brakes a little bit because, especially football, there's a lot of development moving from the middle school to the high school level. Talk about some of that development, if you would. What are some of the things that you really try when you get an 8th grade class? And again, you've got some players with a lot of potential. How do you help develop that and get them ready for football on the high school level?
Well, I mean, they work in the middle school. Don't get me wrong. There's not. But coming up to the high school, it's another level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like coming from junior pro to middle school to high school to college, there's another element to that process that we talked about when they get there. And they have to buy into that, that the team structure is good. I'm excited for this group to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Other coaches are excited for this group to get there. There's been middle school football teams that didn't win a whole lot of games, but they come to high school and they bought into the process of work. And not saying we were world beaters, but we were successful.
Sure.
And like I heard y'all mention, and we've kept note of, all the middle school sports, the success that they've had. There's like a core group that's kind of going around. The last time I kind of seen that in high school was that 2012 bunch.
Yeah.
They in 2012 we were elite at every sport, and there was a core group of guys that they were playing multiple sports and things like that. So, we as coaches up here, we hope they come up here and they're willing to work, willing to buy into the process. I think, and one thing that, when we've had very special teams and things like that, and I say this all the time in my orientation, is there's also a special group of parents behind these young men.
That's true.
And not saying that you cannot have success and all that, but parents that understand what it does take, parents that understand the yearly calendar, parents that sacrifice themselves to make sure their child has a great experience. And parents will ask me, well, what's one of the best things I can do to help them out? And my answer always is make sure they're at everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie, not being there is my biggest pet peeve.
Right.
Because we feel, our job is to help develop them and help them grow. How can we do that if we're not there? But, and I also explain it this way. The team is the player and the coaches. The program is all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, that's the team, players, coaches, managers, parents, administration, teachers, community, media, this whole place.
Everything.
And that's why this is so special to me, and I'm still here after 20 years.
That 8th grade bunch is going to be the best guards and tackles you have on the team next year.
Well, let's rock and roll.
They're going to guard that water jug.
Tackle.
And sit on the end of the bench. Don't forget that part of it.
You could add that defensive end spot as well. But and I've had, we've talked to some of those guys and all that. We don't want, and another thing that I say in the orientation to the parents and players and all, if the water girl can get it done, she'll play.
Yeah.
We've had starting freshman quarterbacks, and I'm not sitting here saying, hey, there's going to be 6, everything's got to be earned.
Sure.
There's a physical thing to it. There's a mental thing to it. You got to know what you're doing also. But one thing I do know about that group last year is they were bullies out there, and that's fine in football. They physically impose themselves on other teams, and that is a part of football.
Yep.
And, so we want those guys to come up here with confidence, but also understand what it takes. This will be the first time in their careers that they're playing with guys that are 3 and maybe 4 years older than they are, instead of 2-year age increments. But if they are physical enough, if they know what's going on and they can get the job done, it doesn't matter to us. And that's what it's about. So, yes, we're excited. I hope they come up here and compete and push, because that's what we want out of every player.
Yep.
And, we say the sky's the limit every year. It just depends on how we gel, how we come together, and the accountability that we do it with.
Yep.
Did Ty start as a freshman?
He did after about 3 or 4 weeks. We had an injury and things like that, and it wasn't always originally a safety.
Right.
I'll be honest, as a freshman, I'm like, man, he's too slow to play back there. So I'm like, but then it got to where, okay, we've got to put him in there. But Ty always had the ability to play faster than he was because of his mind. And I've talked about some of my quarterbacks in the past as being an extension of the offensive coordinator. Ty was the extension of the defensive coordinator out there, and now sometimes it got him in trouble. He's a little bit too smart for his own good, and he would kindly, try to go off script a little bit. But no, he was a great ambassador for what we want our players to be, not just on the field, but everything. And we've had a ton of those guys over the years.
Who are some of the younger guys that had really good springs?
Well, we only had 5 seniors, so we've got a lot of guys coming back with a lot of experience. Like I said, John, he started ever since he was a freshman and things like that. But, so some of those guys that might have been in there, I don't know if we had any that was a first-year starter last year. So we've got a lot of experience coming back. But up front, we've got 2 of those offensive linemen back, but some guys that we're kindly leaning on. Ben Crook is a guy that just started playing football for us last year. He's that big guy. I'm saying, man, we love what you look like for that offensive lineman. But, he's still learning and growing, but I think he had a good spring. So he's one of those guys, and he'll be an upcoming junior. So we're excited about hopefully the potential that he can give us. But like I said, as far as young guys, it's hard to talk about because they're all returning. And that's what made it a pretty clean spring.
Yeah.
Because all these guys got a lot of experience. We're extremely challenged right now with coaches. We had 42 guys in helmets there at the end. we usually only have about 30, 35, but there's only 4 of us.
Right.
You know, and that challenge is only going to get greater when we add everybody in. You know, we're trying.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it stays like that, you know, they're still going to get the best that we got. But just to bring that up was because these veteran guys, they were coaches this spring. You know, we tell them like, hey, you know, Coach Cross had 20 offensive linemen down there all by himself.
Wow.
We usually have 2 offensive line coaches so that we can break that up. Coach Shaw had to do all the linebackers by himself. We usually split that up. Coach Wheeler's doing all the receivers by himself, and we got a ton of receivers. You know, I'm doing quarterbacks and running backs, and then the secondary we do split up between safeties and corners. But you know, so those guys were good to be able to lean on. Like, hey, when we're over here, make sure y'all are coaching each other up over here.
Right.
And you know, so that's good. But you know, we do have young guys that need to grow and develop for that depth and things like that. But most of our spring coach was veteran guys, and that's what made it a pretty smooth process.
Obviously, you lose JP.
Man.
You touched on this just briefly. What does your quarterback room look like?
Well, right now, we Jesse Fouch and John Hendricks. You know, John's been starting. He's played every wide receiver position for us all the time. He's always been a backup quarterback or somewhere we can lean on. Last year, it was like, well, you'll be the emergency guy. We'll let Jesse be the number 2. But all spring, those guys have pretty much been 50-50. And there's been days out there where I'm like, man, yeah, shoot, Jesse, man, he looks great. John, what's wrong with you? And then the next day, be like, John, good job. And Jesse, what's wrong with you? And then there were more days out there, though, when it's like, golly, these dudes are getting after it. And that's what we want.
Yeah.
But with the experience that John has with playing all of those positions and also the ability to still sneak him back there, and I told him, I said, we can still put you at quarterback just like, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a game. Jesse can go play it, so it gives us options. You know, but Jesse, I think right now, I mean, he's going to be our starter. John will be out there doing what he does. And, you know, we're looking at and creating some things because, you know, we've got 5, 6 guys we want to try to make sure we get the football to. So we're looking at creating and doing some things to make sure they get that. And I think we could be an offense to where there's just a lot of pieces that people may have to be concerned about. So,
can John kind of be that Isaac Knowles type player?
Well, just fixing to bring that up, the things that we did with Isaac a few years ago when our quarterback got hurt and brought him in there. And, you know, like I said, John last year was 180. You know, he weighed in just the other day for the screen at 197.
Wow.
You know, and that's, you know, not been in the weight room a whole lot through the winter because of basketball and things like that. So just a naturally big physical kid. He's played corner. He's played safety. We're bringing him down to play linebacker for us, outside linebacker for us. So he's a big piece in what we want to do everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, love that guy too. He's just always got a fun-loving, good attitude about it. And a lot of our team does that year. So that's what makes it very exciting. But no, he's doing a good job for us.
Well, I love that we started our career in this whole program with football. And Kelly, yes, I love that we're finishing with football too. Yeah. I love it.
Oh, man. Casey?
So we've talked about the 8th graders. Yes, talked about John Travis and Jesse. What are some other skill guys that we're going to see this fall?
Well, I mean, we should see Ryan Lyons making a ton of plays. I mean, really, he's played, again, freshman starter. He's just going to be a junior. He's one of those guys that all the other coaches were like, man, he's been here forever or whatever. He has one of the most natural gifted athletes that I've seen just even coming up. He's Will Molander-ish. I mean, just first step quickness and all that. Got to knock him in the head all the time just to keep him on the straight and narrow, but that's part of what we do. And but he's played corner on defense. We've moved him to safety.
Right.
And just for that, I mean, he can cover side. He's had every practice. He's had at least 2 picks. I don't think we had a lot of picks last year on the season. Didn't have a lot of turnovers on the defensive side in general. Not a lot of sacks, but being able to cover in that back end can help the front end. And then offensively, he's one of those other guys that we're talking about. You're going to see him and John in the backfield with Ketchum, all 3 of them, closer to the ball, making sure they get it. I mean, I mean, just so we had a Will Molander rule when he played that he had to touch the ball 10 times or more. And I told the coaches, if that don't happen, kick me.
Yeah.
And, but that's kick returns, punt returns, offense, defense. He has to touch the ball. And we've got multiple guys like that this year. So it's going to be fun to try to create those things. Now, I've told them this. I said, but if y'all can't let it stick, if we can't just simply call a play and then that's kind of what holds us back. But,
sure.
But Ryan Lyons is definitely a guy that'll make a lot of plays. Cecil Ketchum is another one. I mean, I think and feel wholeheartedly he could be the best running back, in the region if he sets his mind to it. He's a big physical kid. Sophomore last year, I think he had close to 900 yards rushing. And I think running the football may be more of our forte this year. We'll just see how it pans out. But he's another guy, Jesse at quarterback. He's another one of those guys. I had a coach one time like, Coach, how do you always have a quarterback that can scramble? I was like, well, they played a year of Monday Night Football, JV, so they're running around like crazy. So, but scrambling's going to be a part of his game. He's got a strong arm and that stuff, but he's also, he's a very good runner as well. So, and fast, and that's a big one. And Jarrett Hamilton, again, last year, every formation we had, we played with a tight end, mainly because of Jarrett Hamilton. We're going to stand him up some this year, too. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, and he can fly.
Yeah.
Now, not the best pass catcher in the world, but he can scare some people to death. But he's somebody else that, we can stand up and hand him the ball, but we'll still play with the tight end a lot, but he should be able to do a lot of good things for us as well. And, so our skill positions, I think every one of them, I think right now a slot receiver is what we're kindly hunting and looking for, somebody to elevate that. But we got Preston Cantrell back from baseball last week, and this dude, he can boogie, man. He can fly.
Yeah, he ain't slow.
No, and he's that one step, and he is the way he practices and just – he's like that all the time, and that's what we're looking for. So the 3 days he was with us for spring ball, he has elevated himself so much. At the scrimmage last night, we throw those guys in there, and we put him man to man on the backside, and he's breaking up passes and all that. So just that effort, and what he gives, he's somebody that has really. So June for him is going to be huge, and so we really think he's going to be pushing, if not be the starter at that slot receiver. And we've got some other guys as well, but we like what we've got. But again, they've got to be willing to work and continue to grow throughout the summer.
Coach, do you have prospects to help fill out your coaching staff? Because I know with 4 guys, my goodness, football has changed. Years ago, there was 2 guys, and I don't know how they did it then, but nowadays, when you're looking at staffs, schools same size of ours, and they've got 10 and 12 coaches. Well,
Tom, if I could hire them, I would, but that's out of my hands.
Right.
And we've had prospects, but ain't nothing come from it.
Sure.
And, I'm not going to sit here and cry and whine and all that stuff. But
you can. It'd be awesome.
Well, I can't. It's just not my nature, though, Casey. And, I don't know what else to say. There's people above me that, and it's not just football.
Yeah.
But I've seen a picture of the West School baseball team. They've got 3 coaches. They might be volunteers or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
And if there's anybody who wants to be a volunteer coach, that can be dedicated. And that's the other thing. I've had some reach out volunteer coach, but I'm like, well, I've been burned before in that category to where, there's still things that have to be done if you're willing to do this, not just as a player and a coach. So if it can't get done that way, I'd rather just try to do it myself that way, as a staff. But, we're trying. There's not a whole lot of openings to hire. It's 2 years ago, I was sitting there thinking, man, we're solidified and we'll be this way for until the end, until I'm done, with people that used to play for me and things like that. And life happens. I get it. I'm not sitting here bashing or anything like that, but it hurts, when you lose coaches that are in the school and they don't want to coach no more, but then there's no teaching spots either. So, everybody's in a stuck spot.
Yeah.
You hear some schools, okay, well, they'll do what they need to do and to find some spots. I don't, this is my 21st year in which y'all got that, and there almost every year we've had to ask for coaches.
Yeah.
Almost every year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there was one year in the off season, it was only one that left was me.
Wow.
And I'm just sitting there, okay, well, but I have a lot of faith. It always works out. And if it stays us four, I can guarantee you this town, this community, these parents, that us four will work like we always have. You know, but to have 6 or 7 is a black. Now, I mean, and here's the thing. With 4 of us, the young guys will get impacted the most as far as because, you know, we got to get Friday nights ready.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with only 4 of us,
it's hard on your development, basically.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard personally. It's hard mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, because I put these guys up there, and when they make mistakes, I feel like I've made a mistake somewhere. And with 4 of us, there's going to be gaps and holes right there. Look, I mean, I'm a truthful and honest person. That's where we are. You know, so we need help in that regard. It's been posted for months. We had 3 or 4 resumes, so it ain't like everybody's beating on the door to come coach either.
Sure.
You know, so hopefully there's an opportunity where something opens up in the school and one of these resumes fits, and that's really how it's always been. I think, well, okay, well, we've got fortunate enough that, okay, it fits.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a situation where, well, we need to do something so that we can get more coaches in there. But again, it's across the board. It's not just football. I mean,
right.
We're looking for multiple coaches out there, you know, so couple resumes, these guys were willing to coach anything and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But it just didn't fit.
Yeah.
You know, so if you ain't got teaching spots, it's hard to hire them. And if you ain't got people applying, you dang sure can't hire them.
Yeah.
If you want to be a volunteer coach, you know, you have to do it 6 days a week with us.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of, well, I can't be here too. Well, no, I'll be there. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, been there before, and we don't allow the kids to do that. You know, so it's a whole thing. I'm going to fight and pray really, really hard to make sure I don't lose my mojo and get too upset about it. But it weighs. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But,
sure.
But the one thing I can promise is the 4 that's there are dedicated, and we're going to work extremely hard.
Well, you do have a good staff for what you have, and we'll be praying, too, for some openings. And I know you need the bodies to work on not just Friday nights, but as you mentioned, development. Practice days can get long and busy, I know, and you certainly do need the help. And, Coach, we're always looking forward to the football season. I know we got summer break coming up, but you guys won't break very much. I'm sure you'll be in the weight room and working on stuff throughout the summer months.
We start back the Tuesday after Memorial Day, and, you know, we'll get after it.
All right. Coach Steve Trapp's been our guest, talking some spring football. Coach, as always, we love having you on the program, and thank you so very much. We'll come back. We're going to announce the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week, and we'll wrap up this week's edition of DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Unrivaled service and practical advice from Jeff and Grant James at DeKalb County Insurance. With auto, homeowners, life and annuities, property and liability, Medicare supplement, and business policies available. Receive seriously good insurance with great coverage and prices. DeKalb County Insurance is an independent agency that shops multiple carriers, such as Erie, Allstate, Travelers, State Auto, Progressive, and many more. Call today for a quote. DeKalb County Insurance, 615-597-0660.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-79. 7339.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. I want to thank Ty Webb and Evan Prichard. Also, Coach Steve Trapp for stopping in. I always love talking to Coach Trapp. He just he got the media thing down. I mean, he has for a long time, and he's always very articulate, insightful. And you know what's funny? All these months have passed, and I forgot about all these kids coming back to football, Chris. And he starts naming off names of these guys. They only lose 5 seniors, and you suddenly realize, man, this is going to be an exciting year for Tiger football.
It should be. You know, people started thinking the past couple of years, well, you've thrown White County in here and you've got Upperman back in here, and, you know, it's already kind of tough to start with. And there is Steve Trapp, and they're the DeKalb County Tigers, and they are always right there in the mix.
Yep.
There's never been a rebuild attitude. It's always a reload and next man up attitude, and that's just something that the staff has preached, and it starts with Steve Trapp. And it trickles all the way down through the rest of his staff and through the players. It's their accountability.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple new coaches in the district. Livingston has hired a new coach. White County, I know Coach Beatty has left. I don't know if they've made a hire there yet. Cumberland County is gone. They've gone independent, so they'll be out of the the region, I should say, region in football. So it's going to look a little bit different. Schedule's going to look a little bit different. You know, they have not played Cannon for a few years now. Smith and Gordonsville are gone. Those are money games out the door. And, I mean, you like having competitive games, and those games have been competitive, Smith and Gordonsville in particular. But, you know, they're going to step out and play White House and Friendship, and they're good programs, Coach. But you always know when you've got a neighboring school, it's going to help your gate. And let's just be honest, football programs got to have some money to make things go. And I'm deeply concerned with this coaching issue as well. I know he needs some help.
Yeah, as a coach, not a successful one, but as a coach, I tried to keep the local teams on our schedule.
Yeah,
because I knew it was going to help the gate.
Sure.
It was going to help those relationships and you know, build the interest in those games and those rivalries. And I know that when we were playing in our region, Watertown, Portland, you know, Springfield, Montgomery Central, it was just crazy because you could not develop that, and you weren't going to get a huge crowd to follow you, and you weren't going to get, you know, even those teams were good, they were going to bring their set people there, for
Right.
a not so very good DeKalb County team and the distance that you travel. So now he's having to pick up a White House and he's having to pick up a Friendship Christian, and these schools aren't. I don't know.
They're not rivals.
It's not, and you throw away, and then we need to talk about the new region with Coach Trapp, and how that's going to affect things as well. But you want to have the rivalries, and you want for the gate, and just for that mentality and that competitiveness.
Yeah, you definitely you need those rivalries. It always football, Casey. I'd argue football is the greatest sport for rivalries. I mean, if we all sat here and started naming rivalries, we'd start Tennessee, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, and what sports are those? Football. I mean, football. The rivalries are always big. You hate to lose those on your schedule, and it's not because Coach Trapp don't want to play them. I mean, it's war of attrition. Things have changed. Divisions have changed this year. Regions have changed. And sometimes you just can't. But it does hurt football programs. And for 30 years, TSSAA has been trying to get it right.
And they won't.
And they
can't.
They can't and they won't. And the rural schools are usually the ones who suffer certainly the most. But Casey, definitely excited about what he's got coming back, and then these younger players coming up, and I think it's going to be a few good years of some Tiger football for Coach Trapp.
I think about Livingston and Smith County. Those, when Steve and I were in high school, that was the two. That was number one and number two on our list.
Yeah.
But even White House, we played White House a lot. White House is a rival. I hate that we're having to go that far and all, but I'm not as disappointed with White House being added in. What I am disappointed in is Gordonsville and Smith County dropping out, and Cannon County.
Mm-hmm.
And what's up with Crossville, man? I mean, you're just going to throw up the white flag or whatever and just go independent. I don't like that. Nobody asked me, but it seems to me that, any reasonable person understands you're going to have up years and down years, and what you do during the down years may make more of a difference than what you do in the up years, really.
But White County did that like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they have come back, and it's a program that's obviously much stronger than it was when they made that decision.
Yeah. I don't know. I just that there is you will never convince me that there is any difference in the kids physically here as Smith County. We're all the same. We come from the same folks, and so it makes zero sense that we wouldn't play both Gordonsville and Smith County, and that everybody would love that we're all playing that,
Well, up to the last 2 years, they'd not played Gordonsville since '92.
It's crazy.
I think it'd been a long time. Smith County now used to be in the same district along with Livingston back in the day, and that was just basketball, baseball, football. Everybody, it was the same rivalries that just got developed in kind of a de facto Upper Cumberland district, if you will. And then when TSSAA expanded to 5 classifications in '93, that went away.
Yep. Well, I was really glad to see we added Siberia onto the schedule again this year, though. So there is nothing like going to Jamestown in late November.
No, wait a minute. Would you rather go to Jamestown or would you rather go to Lafayette?
I would rather go to Afghanistan. Could I pick that? Before?
Door number 3.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it snows in July in Jamestown. Like I really think that they have ski slopes open year round up there. So, yeah.
Oh man!
And who ever came up with the idea to put all the fans on one side of the field? Genius, baby. That never causes any issues.
Well, now wait a minute. I'm not going to complain too much about that because I'm in the press box usually, and they got a pretty nice press box over there on the other side all by itself over there.
Speaking from someone who's never been in a press box there, it is not great. Let me just tell you. So, yeah.
Well, Tiger football, it'll be here before you know it, and they'll be spending the summer in the weight room working on things. And Coach Trapp, I tell you, the man works hard. I give him a lot of credit. When he took that job, with about 2 weeks before the season started, he was under, I don't want to say he was under a lot of pressure. He put a lot of pressure on himself. And, boy, I tell you, he has worked as hard as any coach I guess I've ever been around over these last 20 years. And has had a lot of success with that football program, and I think it's going to carry on this year, and they're going to be right in the thick of the region battle. It ought to be a fun season, so we're definitely looking forward to that. Well, we're down to one sport left in DeKalb County as far as school sports go, and that's Tigerette softball. They will play Marshall County coming up on Monday in the region tournament semifinals. It will be at Danny Bond Field. We encourage you to come out. We're going to plan on trying to be there to live stream. If everything holds up and the weather don't become a factor, it'll be semifinals Monday, region championship Wednesday, sectionals or sub-state round on Friday. Now, Tigerettes win Monday, then they would host Wednesday. I believe that's correct. And then if they win Wednesday, they would host Friday. If they lose Wednesday, they travel. So
that team. Listen, that team's it's going to make a roll. Cora Kilgore and Brian Appellum, that team led by them two girls, I'm telling you right now, they ain't rolling over. They're fixing to make a run.
You just wrote the word down, Coach. I'm going to let you talk about it because that's where I was going next.
We've talked about Connor and I've talked about this. He's like, and he was talking about his, the soccer team that had the great run that they actually played after graduation. And I remember that Coach Bond had softball teams that had the same thing, and students, athletes chose to walk the line and go through graduation. Kelly's talked it on about that younger kids were forced to play because graduation and play day were on the same day, and
right.
You've already talked about Friday, and I was listening to that, waiting to see if Friday was on the schedule. So let the debate begin. Do I play softball or do I walk the stage?
Well, they've been able to do both at times. If it's at home, it won't be a problem.
Shouldn't be.
But if it's on the road, and I was looking at in fact, I printed off the bracket. And
but what time would the game be?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know. If they were to have to travel Friday, here are some of the teams on the other side of the bracket. Heritage, Hickson, that's Chattanooga area. Lenoir City, that's getting up in the East Tennessee toward Knoxville area, I believe. And the one team is not there, the District 6 champion. I would assume they're in that same area as Lenoir City. You're looking at an hour and a half, 2-hour drive, probably, to one of those destinations if you win Monday and lose Wednesday. And again, we don't know the time, whatever time that would be set. Now, they've had the luxury in years past of the game being moved up earlier in the day, even on the road. But like you mentioned, Kelly, I know in 96 they didn't have that, and the seniors opted to walk. Now, Cora Kilgore, she's the valedictorian.
Hey, yeah, she got a role to play at graduation.
I'm going to give a speech from the mound, and maybe they'll hear it on the football field.
Yeah, that's a decision. I cannot imagine what Cora would think, because softball means so much to her, and, this being her last postseason, but she's the valedictorian.
I mean, does no other school have graduation on May the 16th? It seems like this would be factored in at some point. I get you may have to play on, God forbid, Saturday.
Or move graduation to Saturday.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, I mean, if TSSAA threw such a fit that they're not going to move off that Friday, I mean, yeah, I agree. You could play Saturday. State tournament, I don't think starts until Tuesday anyway.
It's very similar. It's an adjacent road, but when the idea of moving graduation to Tennessee Tech, which would have been much more profitable or would not cost near because of rain and weather and whatever, when that came up, there was such an uproar that my kid's not going to be able to walk on the football field for graduation, that you want to move it to Saturday? That just breaks all kinds of tradition, Tom. You just can't do that.
I know. But let's get through Monday, Wednesday, then we'll see what happens. But that's the schedule as laid out right now. Monday, region semis. Wednesday is region championship. And Friday is sectionals. But again, DeKalb County's got to win Monday. If they don't win Monday, it's all moot. We don't have to worry about it. And you don't get to fly from Clarksville to graduation.
Had to cancel the plane.
I just want to know, now, you were going to fly in, but were you going to like parachute in, kind of like the Flying Elvis's Utah chapter?
Everybody's asking. It was straight up legitimate. This was an actual thing. Okay, I'm like not making this story up.
No, I know that.
I get 90% of what I say is total nonsense. All right, this was in the 10% part, is what I'm saying.
I just wanted to see you parachute out onto the middle of the football field, like in a lit up jumpsuit.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, because if Luke was going to be able to go, that option was discussed for him. So you just roll in there, you know. So that'd be the way to go out as a senior. So.
You know, you could have cleared a strip of 70 right in front of the high school.
Right.
Because you have that law every so often, and then you have a golf cart. They get from there. It would have worked.
Yeah, that would have worked. Yeah. But I'm just sad we won't get to see that. But
I am too. That would have been in the top 1 things I've ever done before. So,
all right. Well, we're going to be off next week. Again, no show next Saturday, May 17th. We're going to be off not for any super special reason. It's just graduation, and we're going to. Of course, not try to book a show the day after graduation. And 2, we are working on Player of the Year awards. The plan is going to be to have a male and female Player of the Year from each of the 3 schools with school sports, and the middle school, West School, and DeKalb County High School. We will also select a junior high / middle school overall Player of the Year and a high school Player of the Year or Student Athlete of the Year. So several awards we'll have to give out that day. We're hoping to have those award winners to join us on the program so we can make the presentations. We want to get the awards ready for that day and have them here to be able to award them. So that's another reason why we're going to delay and not put everybody in a bind next week, because everybody goes to graduation, and we're going to celebrate the seniors next week. And so we're going to take that week off, and we will come back with our last show of the season. We have made it to show number 36.
Doesn't seem possible. I'd have thought somebody would run us out of here by now.
Not yet.
Tom has kept those emails to himself.
Yeah.
I hide all those.
Yeah.
Hide all that bad stuff. But we want to thank everybody for all your support throughout the course of the year. That's the coaches, the players, the parents, grandparents. Steve was talking about everybody that's involved in the community when it comes to football. It's the same for DC Blitz, and it should be the same for sports all across the board. It does take a community, and our community has been fantastic to support us. We've had sponsors to come out to ensure that we be able to broadcast these games, because some of them do come with fees, and we're very appreciative of that. We've tried to keep our rates low on sponsorships throughout the course of the season to enable a lot of the local sponsors that can't always sponsor to get their names out there, and we hope that your business is benefiting from that. That's the intention of, obviously, advertising, and we want to help you get your name out, and we appreciate your support of DC Blitz.
Wait. Past couple of games we've done of the West School baseball, what were our numbers? And I don't understand how all this works, but just to kind of let you know that you are being seen and with your ads.
Yeah.
What were the numbers?
Daniel's got more official numbers than I have. I know I see the views on Facebook. Okay, Daniel's looking up some live numbers. We had over 2,100 views on Facebook for the game, the West School Mount Juliet game. Checking it this morning earlier, it was 1,500 views for last night's game. So
advertising works.
I don't know what constitutes a view. I'm not going to sit and tell you that everybody's watching start to finish. But, Daniel? We had 360 live viewers for the games, both games, 360 plus. So, again, sometimes people jump on and they'll watch a little bit of the game or certain parts of the game, but it's being seen. And those sponsors, those ads are there throughout the course of the live stream. So, again, we hope it's benefiting the sponsors. If you're watching our games and see those sponsors, they're locals. They're local folks. And
I've had businesses tell me that they've gotten business from seeing on DC Blitz. So, hey, we're actually legitimate. So
well, I appreciate that. It's good to hear that feedback, and we want to do what we can. I want to make this a whole community effort. I don't want to just make it's our show and blah, blah, and all that. This is our sports community coming together you know, they support us. We're supporting the sports community, and we just want to all work together to provide some great sports coverage for all the student athletes, coaches, and people here in DeKalb County. Anything else before we go, guys?
Boy, I sure have missed Kelly today.
You didn't even get her chair. Coach came in.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I could see the sadness on his face. You know, he's gonna make a post about you.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know who was number one ready to go to attack that lady last night? Miss Kelly Piper. I am forever in her debt. So.
Kelly's had a big week. She was ready to attack for Casey. She saved me from a foul ball at the softball game the other day. She's had a big week. So, and we miss Kelly always when she's not here, but she should be back with us on the 24th. And we hope to have you here. I know you're going camping, but
we'll be here. I'll make up some dumb reason why we have to come back anyway.
You got to strike out against Cora.
Listen, this has to happen. I know we have rumored this and just, you know, in fun talk. I can take Reed deep, okay? I promise you.
See, now he's switching it all to Reed, you know?
But I can take him deep. Cora, I am very concerned about, okay? Like, very concerned about.
I would be too.
Yeah, so, but it's all a win anyway. If I strike out against Cora, I'm just fine with it, but I will take Reed deep. So
now you got to talk trash and build it up. You know, it's kind of like wrestling.
Oh, I have talked trash. Don't worry. I am built for that, Tom. Yeah,
that you are, Casey. All right, for Casey Midget, for the coach Chris Vance, for our producer Daniel Leslie, I'm Tom Duggan for DC Blitz. We'll see you in 2 weeks for our regular season finale presented by DeKalb County Insurance.